Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to Generation Z Gadgets. So happy Friday. For the last video of this week, I was thinking let's do something a little bit more exciting today. So for this episode, we're not going to be making it part of any existing series on this channel, and I'm not going to make this a series, but I wanted to take a look at a specific person in the tech community, and that is Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk has been a figure that's been around for pretty much the last 10 or so years. He created Tesla most notably, but also things like SpaceX, Neuralink, which we'll talk about later, the Boring Company, and a lot of other really cool companies. And Elon Musk, for me at least, there's been two sides of him. There's been the genius side that's just always looking out there to innovate and bring new technologies to people. And then there's like the lunatic maniac side where he just like plans super unrealistic things. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about 3 insane plans Elon Musk has for humanity. And there's a lot, and definitely it didn't fit into a list of 3, but I chose the top 3, in my opinion, the top 3. And you can read more about them in the description below. So the first one, and it's something that's been sort of getting a lot of news, especially in the last year or so, and that's colonizing Mars. And he has taken several steps to do it. So he has said that he aims for us to be a multi-planetary species. And at the 68th International Astronautical Congress, which is a real thing, yes, that was back in September of 2017, he unveiled the plan. And the plan was this: in the next 5 years, he wants to send cargo ships to Mars using SpaceX's equipment and vehicles, which, by the way, stay tuned for SpaceX. I have a really cool video coming very soon. Basically, he wants there to be a small rocket and spacecraft designed for Earth to Mars transport, different in architecture from Earth to Moon missions. So eventually, SpaceX aims to discontinue all their vehicles that they manufacture that sends people to the moon, because the architecture is actually different than a spacecraft that send people to Mars. He also claimed that he aims to have 40 to 100 years have 1 million people on Mars. Wow, that's crazy. That's something that I think is very ambitious. As you know, it's a huge risk to take a lot of people over at once. It's going to be a while before they repopulate into 1 million people. So, and funding has already begun for this. So this is not like just some abstract thing that he's come up with. There's real funding behind this. And SpaceX already does exist, and they have produced many vehicles. They have produced the Dragon, which we'll talk about later, which will send people to the moon. So yeah, they are capable of producing some pretty heavy-duty aircraft. Mars architecture is definitely on the table. He does plan to use the VFR, which carries a max of up to 100 people. Basically, he wants to launch the VFR with the passengers into orbit and then leave them in orbit while the VFR returns to the launch pad to gather more fuel, and then blasting back to the transport ship and taking them all to Mars. So SpaceX will heavily rely on cost savings for reusability. They'll also combine company vehicles into one product line, which is a vehicle with Mars architecture, and they'll be doing this in the next couple of years, sort of streamlining their lineup so that they're only producing vehicles that focus on the purpose of Mars colonization. Also, there will be a new revenue stream once they start landing people with their rockets on the moon, which will happen very soon. So the current plan now, that was a few years ago, the plan has changed slightly into something that's still pretty crazy, but a little bit more realistic. Musk wants by 2022 to land 2 cargo ships on Mars, and then by 2024, which is the year that I will graduate college, he wants 4 vehicles to launch, with 2 of them being crewed to Mars. That is insanity. So SpaceX's aspirations, to keep in mind, are usually delayed by roughly 2 to 4 years on average. SpaceX, however, is launching currently half of the world's space missions, with 30 rockets launched in 2018, and they do have partnerships with NASA. So they are a very prominent company in the aerospace industry. So they do, if there's anyone up to this challenge, it's either going to be SpaceX or NASA. But NASA doesn't really look like they're going anywhere with this, so I'd say SpaceX. So the second insane plan Elon Musk has for humanity is to commercialize space tourism. So you know how you like tour countries? You're gonna be having that with space too. So with space tourism, the SpaceX Dragon vehicle that I mentioned earlier would carry about 4 people per trip. Currently, the Dragon is being used for flying 2 astronauts to an orbiting lab, and that will be happening sometime this summer. They've invested $2.6 billion in a commercial crew contract with NASA. Currently a private arrangement, but Elon Musk has said that he wants to open the Dragon up to space tourism in the coming years to make it more public, with SpaceX also working on a 100-passenger craft called the Starship and a rocket called the Super Heavy, which are both going to be reusable and both used for space tourism. So the Starship prototype has actually already been built. It's just on a much smaller scale, obviously. There's going to be an attraction apparently called the Moon Loop, whose first tourist has actually been announced. It's Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not Japanese, so I wouldn't know. Who has already been chosen by SpaceX and Musk as the first private passenger to fly around the moon. And he will invite up to, he said, 8 artists to join him on his trip. And also there's another attraction called Free Return Trajectory, basically going around the moon but not landing on it. So finally, the third really crazy, insane idea that Elon Musk has for the rest of humanity is honestly probably the craziest for me. At least, like, when I read this, I was like, this cannot be real. But then I did more research and I was like, wow, this is a real idea Elon Musk has. It's to merge humans and machines in something that Elon Musk is calling Neuralink. Back in 2016, first of all, this is the craziest idea. So back in 2016, Elon Musk created a startup called Neuralink. And basically their mission was to create a brain-machine interface that enhanced humans' intelligence and intellectual dexterity. And basically it just shows there's like no bounds for Musk. He'll go in any which way direction. Space, other planets, self-driving cars, all this really cool stuff. There's a lot of other cool stuff like the Hyperloop he's doing. And you have to honestly admire him. Like he's really done a lot of stuff, and while he has crazy ideas, you know, some of them, you know, no one can blame the guy for having some really good ideas. And these are the kinds of ideas that we need to push more and make into reality. It focuses on a direct cortical interface, which is higher levels of cognition/intelligence, and it'll also connect the human brains to one another ideally. So sort of like how we're all connected by our devices now, this will just be one step further integrated into our actual brain. There's something that he calls a sewing machine for the brain. From an unpublished paper from employees who are either associated or work for Neuralink, he's got something called a sewing machine for the brain. And this is like a needle-like device inserted into the skull to implant an electrode in the brain to read the brain's electrical signals. That is insane. Just think about that. Like, would you even want someone doing that to your brain? Maybe not, maybe yes, but you know, this might be the next big innovation out there. So obviously human trials are a long way from happening. They are planning on experimenting with smaller animals like rats or rabbits or other rodents. So maybe it'll be the next big thing when I'm an adult. The UI does need to be on point though for this to become a commercially successful product. The company may also look into making devices to treat severe short-term brain diseases, so nothing like Alzheimer's or anything like that. So this whole concept is called transhumanism, and this is the ultimate goal of Neuralink, which is to enhance the human brain with devices. So it's basically dubbed the digital layer above the cortex. Also, another quote in the way Musk put it as for the mission of Neuralink is symbiosis with artificial intelligence. It's sort of like a symbiotic relationship between artificial intelligence and a human brain. Not AI controlling you and you not controlling AI, a mutually symbiotic relationship. Ideally, an implant through a vein or artery is what Musk has said, so he doesn't want to do some sort of extensive surgical procedure to insert this needle-like device into your head. This is a highly secretive thing that's still going on with the company, so we don't know much yet. Even though people are, you know, news sources are really good about getting on those rumors, somehow we really don't know much about the Neuralink projects. Maybe it's because they haven't even worked on much yet, but anyway, we really only have quotes right now, and there probably will be nothing substantial released for another couple of years. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on the way if there's any major updates, and yeah, you guys can read more about these fascinating, insane ideas that Musk has for humanity. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I have a really cool video coming for you guys in just 2 days. I am planning on filming a weekend project video, which is basically a video I film over the weekend when I'm supposed to be resting and preparing for next week's videos. But I'll actually be doing a video this weekend on Sunday, expected on Sunday, and it's gonna be high production quality. That's all I'm gonna tell you, and it's on a non-tech related but like very nerdy topic. So anyway guys, hope to see you there. Stay subscribed so you don't miss that, and leave a like on this video if you liked it, and comment below what else do you want to see. Did you like this video at all? Do you never want me to make a video like this ever again? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video very soon. Bye bye.